Hello.
So you know how I hold focuses during cast to really
Yes.
hone myself in?
Mhm.
I'm out of focuses and I'm not really happy with the focus that I'm holding right now because I'm afraid of what might happen.
Let's see it. Pair of
Yeah.
scissors.
Not the smartest thing I've ever done. So I'm looking around right now across my desk.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do better. I can do better. Why don't I just do a cap of this water bottle? No, that's too clicky. People can hear that. I can't. I know. I can't hold clicky pens. We've discussed that. Like no clicky pens. Never
Yeah.
clicky pens.
Because you end up
Okay.
just
So
clicking him nonstop. So.
yeah. All right. I'm gonna be Two Face. There we go. I got a quarter.
All right. So,
Welcome to
Counter
CEVO
Strike. Hey,
TV.
we haven't been here in a while. It seems like.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have an entire, very capable staff casting multiple games across multiple channels. You get less face time, and I think maybe I don't know if you're gonna admit this publicly, Clay, but you kind of missed it a little bit.
Oh no, I'm patching. I was gonna say I'm worried that I'm gonna just do terrible in terms of casting. So.
Well, you and I
Oh,
both. You
stop
and I
it.
both.
Dota 2. I don't want to patch you. Go away.
You and I did some groundwork, excuse me, some tech demos for other games like Battlefield and such, but haven't touched Counter-Strike since literally the last time we talked to you guys. So if we stumble over ourselves, please hold us accountable because you guys deserve nothing other than the best
Nothing
quality
but the
cast that we could possibly
best.
deliver. By the way, Clay, I'm connected to this GoTV you gave me.
Mhm.
Dud. Maybe they're not connected yet.
Hmm. Interesting. Let's see.
I mean, you might be patching, so maybe you don't get to see, right?
It might be different.
So I'm praying to God, absolutely just praying to.
No, they're saying they got to restart the server. So.
Okay, so we have a little time to go. I am absolutely praying to the gods, plural, the pagan gods, and I'm really really certain we have. I'm gonna jinx it right now, Clay. We
What
have
are you
graphs
trying to?
tonight.
We have what?
We have graphs tonight.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we had him one time, and it wasn't even a CEVO match that we had it for,
That
so that was
was
kind of unfortunate.
that was the embarrassing part, right? We were like, "Oh, this works on this server. How come it doesn't work on our server?"
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome everybody. I know you guys have the option to be watching this or something else, like a MSI Beat It tournament, but the MSI Beat It tournament has, well, it's less than inspiring without a North America representative. That's for sure. Complexity is pulled out in lieu of wanting to do a boot
Counter
camp,
Strike
and
source. How did that
uh,
happen? Sorry, continue.
oh my lord. Okay, let's change that right now.
I'm doing it right now. Sorry, continue.
That's probably that's probably why we're missing a couple of years.
Like
I know
what?
that you guys are very cognizant of the fact that there is an MSI Beat It tournament going on in Shanghai, China, one of my favorite cities in the world. I would love to go back there, by the way. And there is no American representative, no complexity there because they have opted to not move to, travel to Europe to boot camp in preparation for DreamHack Winter. Very smart decision, I would agree. But it does make it a little bit sad that there's no American representative in China to rep us. Instead, Tai Lu has taken over Complexity's spot. That tournament's going on right now. I'd want you guys to stick with us because we got a couple good ones coming up for you tonight, including Domino Effect versus Kurt Rambis Fan Club, 7-1 each. One of them will probably take over the number one slot in the league, by the way, after tonight. And then after this match, we have another one. Long and Harry takes on the heavily favored Reliable Gaming. Yeah?
Yeah, that should be a good one. Sorry, I tried to join the server, which it did connect, but my map was different, so you might want to check that as well.
That happened to
So I
me.
got to get that fixed right here. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this. I mean, I know we got Reliable and Long and Harry coming up after this, but I'm looking forward to this one. Kurt Rambis Fan Club versus Domino Effect. Both teams 7-1. I think it's gonna be a good one.
I think so as well. This concerns me because we use the DECs and that ESEA uses, and this tells me that these guys might be using a different version. So let's eject our ESEA seasons and try to use theirs. Have you already attempted that?
I'm doing it right now as you
Okay.
said that. So
I will join you in the quest to change map files. Who uses non-regulation season maps? What could possibly be
I don't.
different?
I
What?
don't know.
There's not too much in season to really mess with.
No, there there isn't at all. I mean, It wouldn't be the first time though that there's a couple of different versions that are pretty much identical floating around. So
Yeah, like one bug fix or like one particle moved.
yeah.
Alright.
Okay, I'm downloading the map from the server. If there's any stream quality issues because of that, I apologize, but it will only take a few seconds. So
Remember,
bear with
guys,
us.
you heard him. There is a possibility you may lag while Clay is downloading. Do not panic, though you will probably try to troll us and just tell us the world's ending.
Usual case.
Not surprised.
What is going
Good, I'm
on here?
downloading as well. I would love to join in and find the DE seasons like this big like lollipop Technicolor Wonderland that we've never seen before with this completely different version.
Yeah, that would be insane. Rainbows everywhere and stuff.
Or just not look anything like the map we come to expect. Like a DE. Remember those like AIM Lego maps? You ever seen those ones?
No.
Look like big Lego blocks playing everywhere, or the Op
Mm,
India maps. I know you do. I know you know that map.
I know Op India, yes.
It's a very old glove for you, an old friend.
Mm-hmm. It is indeed.
So, CS:GO. The news as of late is phenomenal. Actually, this is the first time in a long time, Clay, that I found a game and a community that feels that their developers behind the game are constantly trying to improve their game. Very rarely ever do you find a multiplayer game where you ask anyone in the community, do you feel that the devs fully support your ambitions, what you want in this game and this vision? And every unanimously across the board, everyone's like, devs kick ass, great job. Nobody says that. Nobody ever says that.
No, yeah, they are doing a great job with it. Putting in a lot of features that are needed, and I'm actually in the server now, so uh, yes, I'm gonna actually move to that screen. What was that? CS:GO stopped working? Of course it did. Why not?
Oh, that is
Never mind
loud.
that. Um, so yes, not in just yet, but I'll be reconnecting shortly. What was I saying? Yeah, no, the dev team of CS Go is doing a great job. They're implementing features that we need for casting, and they're just in a whole making the game better and just more appetizing, I guess, to the gaming market. So
That's a
it's
good
good.
word.
It's good.
That's
Yeah.
a very good word. Appetizing is how I would describe Counter-Strike, where before it was maybe just adequate and it was something that was just palatable. Now it's something that people, spectators, I'm saying the game was always fun. Spectators now find this appetizing, find this attractive to come in and watch because the new spectating abilities, the new little bells and whistles that make this Twitch friendly or stream friendly, everything about these recent updates makes this very, very much more attractive with each and every week. And by the
Uh,
way, Clay, that's something we didn't mention. The updates are in intervals of 7 days. It's ridiculous.
yeah, that's awesome. Booty says, "Why are you the featured match on CEVO?" That might have been because we were planning on casting you guys, but then we ended up going with Kurt Rambis. It was an interesting situation. They were supposed to play at 8, and then they pushed it back. And since there's such a close game between those guys, we opted to go with them. So
Plus, Afterlife, let's admit it, guys, you guys get a lot of limelight here, and these guys need a little bit of love. We have never done Domino Effect that I
can
know.
you do me? I'll do it real quick.
Go
I'll
ahead.
take the stream off that real fast.
Sure.
So back to our beautiful faces for the audience.
Hey, other news. HLTV.org would tell you this already. If not, CEVO.com slash... Oh, actually, this is the more important news. CEVO.com has launched CEVO.com slash watch. You'll have noticed if you were a longtime CEVOite, that watch was an existing page. If you were there when it relaunched, it now looks very much like a competent esports streaming page that's filled with content and has more content coming soon after. Tune into that all the time because you'll be able to see your own stream. Yeah, your own stream, by the way, if you plug it into your CEVO profile. Our stream, live games, VODs, news content, which we'll be adding later, and of course, blogs from the caster themselves, as well as social media. Everything that you could possibly want in the CEVO community to stick around on that page, you'll have there. It's very exciting for us, and I'm glad I was able to share that with you. Clay, I've used that page numerous times to just reach out and just check out what the community is doing. I find them playing oddball games, practicing with their teammates, not even totally aware that CEVO.com/watch is watching them.
Yeah. All right. So I was missing that just because I was changing that thing. But yeah, I heard you talking about the watch page. I assuming you're only saying good things about it.
No, I've said terrible, terrible things about it. I said great things, many more
Holy.
things to come, and I thought it was really cool that, the community streamer, when there's not an official match on, that the community streamers get their spot in, the limelight for a couple hours at a time.
Definitely agree. I think that's awesome that it shows the community streams and it gives people who are looking at it the chance to check out, what's going on in the community, who's streaming, who's doing what, get to know everybody, and I think it should help bring the community closer together for CEVO. So I mean, that's good in itself. Talking about CEVO news, I believe there was an announcement today you might want to go over with everyone, even though I know this might not be the audience who...
Well, I think
I think they'll still be interested in it.
Yeah, I think so too. I'd like to point out the Domino effect that we've never covered them has probably the best tag I've ever seen. It's a bunch of dominoes.
Oh. With the one leaning on it, I like that.
Yeah, that's clever. I am officially now a Domino Effect temporary fan, though I will call this as objectively as possible. So the announcement that Clay is referring to, of course, is out of Counter-Strike, but it is a first-person shooter that we're going to be talking about, which may interest you. Battlefield 4 is now a CEVO-supported game. The Test Cup, the Beta Cup of what would presumably be leading to Season 1 of Battlefield 4 has now been posted on CEVO.com. Check out the Battlefield 4 section for a Beta Cup sign-up sheet. $500, winner takes all. It's a 5-on-5 domination-style game mode where players will be able to sign up, play for the money, and of course, make the case that CEVO should support this as a full-time game. Being a competitive shooter is something that you can determine for this league. If you participate, CEVO will support it. We like it that way because you get to have a voice in this matter.
Absolutely. Alright, looks like we're just waiting on one more member of Kurt Rambis fan club to join. And yeah,
So,
we got graphs.
Yeah, we got graphs. We've never gone through this, so we'll go back through that in a second. The big elephant in the room, of course, is next weekend. Thanksgiving, if you're a U.S. resident, through the December the 1st, is DreamHack Winter, the biggest game, what could potentially be considered a Counter-Strike Global Offensive World Championship,
It's the biggest global offensive tournament as of yet, so...
Yeah, I think this would be qualifies as a world championship. I don't think that there's been anything to call it that, but that is what it is.
Yep. Definitely agree.
2 American teams represented, at least that I know of. There may be one more, but we have
power and complexity.
Yeah, there are a bunch playing through qualifiers, so I think maybe DTI might be trying, or maybe Exertus, who knows. But we know that the people who are already in it and have been invited, Complexity and iBuyPower, have probably the U.S. or North America's hopes in their palms, and I have faith that they'll represent themselves well. As a realist, I don't expect them to topple a Titan like the late Very Games or even Ninjas in Pajamas, but be damned if they don't try. I think they'll hold themselves up well.
Yeah, I think they'll put up a good fight. I mean, they definitely have the chance to come out strong. They just gotta be confident with themselves and really go at it, on that land. So.
I've always held this belief that North Americans lose because of the whole team and practice aspect, because they have less of an environment to test themselves out against more varieties of teams, and also because of what I just mentioned, the only appropriate way for them to really test their mettle is by aim. You can always improve your aim in a one-on-one deathmatchy environment, but you can't always see all the looks and the strats and the scouting that you would see if you were in an environment saturated with competitive teams like Europe.
Yeah, exactly. Europe has far more teams in, so they obviously get more practice in general. And I think we interviewed, I can't remember who it was we interviewed, but he said that was one of his biggest gripes with the NA is that there's not many teams to prepare against prepare for the Euro team. So that's one reason why I think Euro has such an advantage that they do in terms of Counter-Strike. But hopefully that's gonna end soon. I mean, the rosters of these teams, Complexity and iBuyPower, are looking really, really good. They just gotta be able to put the shots together on LAN and keep the confidence going.
Yeah. I think that if they can just get over some early humps, I know time zone differences shouldn't be a huge issue for them after they boot camp in Europe, and they're taking this very seriously. The one thing that they need to get over the hump with is literally the simplest thing, but the hardest thing to shake, and that's confidence. You got to know that you can hang with the European teams. So you got to win a couple early rounds and establish that rhythm. Otherwise, an early exit is all that's waiting for you.
Exactly. Someone in the chat asked, "Who is Kurt Rambis fan club?" I know I'm changing topics quite drastically here, but
You're doing it the right way.
they want to know who it is. They are they placed into Cal M, not Cal M, excuse me, CEVO M. God, I'm so
Wow.
used to doing that. They placed in the CEVO-M last season. They made it pretty deep into the playoffs, and they were actually one of those dark horse teams that kind of came out of nowhere in the playoffs and did really, really well. And so far this season, they've been tearing it up as well. I believe the record right now is 7-1. Same with Domino Effect, actually. So this should be a very close game, and it's going to be
I
interesting to see who
believe
takes it.
I believe we're playing for the number 1 seed right now.
We should be, yes.
I'm gonna check that out to back up that statement, but I'm pretty darn certain. So Clay, while I'm looking at this, you want to do something for me? Hit Q and then tell me what kind of stats we have available to use tonight, because this is not something that's familiar to us, experienced CS:GO casters as we are. This is something we haven't had the chance to use.
That's one thing I gotta say. You know, I'm glad that they have a stat interface, but it's a little hard to get to these stats quickly and like show them effectively. So I mean, it just needs to be improved upon a little bit. So I know I'm being a little dumb here complaining
Yeah,
about it, but
look how far we've
but
come,
yeah.
right?
Anyway, so we got total damage dealt, total kills, average damage per round, headshot percentage, which that one already shows in the normal stat bar on the bottom in the normal spectator mode. Equipment value, which you can see that, cash amount, total kill cash, total cash earned, and total time alive, which I don't know about why you would care about time alive, honestly, but well, I mean I do, but I don't know. Yeah.
Total time alive tells you a lot about a support player, right? How long can you be supporting your team? How long
True.
can you be contributing? So that's a useful metric when you're trying to understand meta, but it's not a direct stat like how many people am I killing. So I confirmed this actually, Clay. The number 1 slot tonight, which is actually uncontested, is number 1 held seed Exertus Esports. Number 2, Kurt Rambis Fan Club. Number 3, Domino Effect. So this is playing for number 2.
Okay, that's what that's what I was thinking, is that Exertus might be the number 1 seed. They've actually been the main invite level team that's been playing all their matches for the most part, aside from maybe iBuyPower. I know iBuyPower's been missing a few because of
Traveling.
tournaments and traveling tournaments, but yeah.
We have after this the number 4 seed and the number 8 seed. That's Long and Harry leading at number 4, and the number 8 seed Reliable Gaming, who, if they win, will presumably climb over Afterlife, who is only 1/1000th of a percentage marker behind Afterlife. So any win here would propel them into the 6th or 7th slot.
Yep, and we are going live right now. If you are not in the game, you should get in here and do
I
your
am.
intro.
Am I ready?
Do
What's
it.
happening? You are watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops. This is Counter-Strike Global Offensive Season 3 of CEVO-Main. 2 teams that you have maybe not seen before. Kurt Rambis Fan Club versus Domino Effects, the /line tag. My favorite from here on. 3 waiting in Red Room, looking to press B. We know this because they have the bomb. 1 holding mid, 1 holding back at Terrorist J, their spawn, joining up the flank here. First kill is the defensive one, CZ invite, the Wolf brings down Hordeau. You know, that tag almost got me there. The Boulder, and I know his tag says Swolger, so I'm going to go with Swolger for the entire game, because that is such a better name. Smirk goes down. Oh, actually, he trades. He trades out the first kill that the Wolf traded out with his team there. 3 left for the CTs, 2 left now. That's Redmains and Crucify facing off against Smirk, Swolger, Keat, and Ego. Tough kill there, delivered. Crucify goes down, leaving 1 CT left. Redmains has to clutch. He's got the first one, but he's got 3 more to fight, Clay, and clutching pistol round. I only think Forrest and perhaps Hiko ever pulled this off.
That might be the case here. I mean, pretty good round, though, for well, obviously for Domino Effect since they took it, but I mean, it started out really well for Kurt Rambis Fan Club, but then it just like completely fell apart. The Wolf got a quick pick over at that B outside area, and I thought he would have seen all 3 of the terrorists there, which signified that they were most likely going to be pressuring B, and they could have got some quick rotates going, but it didn't seem like that was the case, and I think that was probably one of the reasons why they ended up losing that round right there.
We have a couple of eco rounds coming up here, which may make for some unexciting play unless there's a big pistol kill. Let's talk about the map a little bit. Pretty even. A lot of mid play emphasized here, which is common these days with the new competitive maps that are coming out. A lot of presence in Subway, by the way. They're going to be moving toward Horseshoe. I'll get back to that in a second, Clay. We have 3 moving up. Our number 2 man, Red Mains, is waiting there, and he has yet to engage. He will in a second. Here comes a peek from the Squeaky. Shots fired, pushing the CTs back from the Horseshoe. They run right into the trap. It was a bait and switch. Ego was waiting behind them to spray down anyone who's trying to retreat. Everyone goes down in a huge spray of blood. Well executed. Barely any damage taken from the T's.
Exactly. They did a great job entering that side. I like what the CTs did. They had someone with the peak and then someone behind him with a nade over at that horseshoe area to try and give him some backup, but the terrorists just kind of mowed him down with their SMGs, and they couldn't do anything about it. So now it's up to Wolf in the clutch, and he is smoked out here, and I don't think he's going to be able to do much against these guys.
He's got one right behind him. This is going to get ugly.
Oh, yeah, the knife isn't coming!
Oh! Hey, there's another eco around, Wolf. You want to save that gun, friend.
Yeah, he does. He picks up another kill, but yeah. I mean, getting 2 kills, forcing 2 rebuys, not the worst thing. A little bit of a weird play, but thereby, who was it? Who was that for the knife? Was it Smirk? I don't know. But yeah, little ballsy right there.
I liked it, but he was running the entire distance, so it was a dead giveaway. The thing that I was talking about, Clay, is that the structure of this map is fairly even. The score line for the best sorts of games on this can be an expectant to 8 and 7. There's no skew on this map that tells us that anybody should be 9 and 6, 10 and 5. Here's the rush, and Ego eats a lot of it. He takes about 50% of his health down, left it at 60. Here comes a pinch. 1 kill delivered. Trades 2-1 in favor of the T's. Swolger, the Boulder, now pushing out through mid, having a really hard time cleaning up Crucify. He's got no bullets left, and therefore Red Mains will take his gun from him. 1 versus 3. Red Mains has yet to recover the weapon. He is our last in CT spawn, pushing through shipping, and gets pro 90'd. So we're done with the eco rounds, Clay. This map, pretty even.
Yep, I would expect to see some opping here on this map. Op play in mid is fairly popular, and we do actually see double op look here from Red Mains and Colin, and then an op from Keat over on Domino effect. So I would expect to see him trying to pick mid. I'm actually going to go to his perspective for the start of this.
Definitely a good look. There's a double op, by the way, Clay, so careful on who you're selecting. Our number 3 man is the one who speaks first. That's Keat who goes down. Clay, I was going to say that somebody in the audience asked Cotton your picks, but everybody who's watched this knows that it's always Klops who picks. So, Clay, your picks, your preds, your scoreline.
Oh, man. For this one, I was probably going to go with Kurt Rambis fan club since I'm not too familiar with Domino effect, and I was thinking it was going to be something to...
You know what would really make Kurt Rambis fan club's Christmas? Like, they would love you for saying it if you said their
Oh,
motto.
yeah, I was planning on saying it. So I was going to go with the score line of probably about 16-12, and, you know, of course, it's always because in Kurt we trust.
And Kurt, he trusts. I'm not so sure. Domino leads by 3. Kurt has to do something here Kurt's fan club has to do something here to prove otherwise. AK op left for the T's. That's an expensive loadout that they don't want to lose, but 50 seconds left means that they've got to contribute somewhere before the CTs come hunting for them. Great defensive hold thus far, and I have to say in our revelry, in our laughter, I actually missed how the boulder went down. I know that Keat got picked.
Yeah, I missed that one as well. I was too busy.
Oh, Smirk! 2!
Oh,
Beautiful
geez.
2 taps. Crucify and Red Mains goes down. A is open for business. 1 left in CTJ. The number 3 man has an op, but he has to back out. Suddenly, these T's who were really pressed up against the wire have 30 seconds to work with and some open bomb sites to work with. They know the Wolf has been waiting in shipping just to press forward. If he cannot deliver this kill, he does. It's down to a 1-on-2. The Wolf, being a lone wolf, has a 1-on-1 clutch. Oh, no, it's a 1-on-2 clutch. Excuse me, the Smirk goes down. He gets decapitated. 1 left in the jail area. That's Ego 911 facing off against the Wolf. The Wolf does not commit to the defuse, but he might have been able... Oh, he gets that clutch! There you go. There's a quad, by the way. There's a clutch defuse in Kurt. Maybe I trust.
Look at the Wolf's headshot percentage, 100%.
Let's
out
pull
of
up
8
that
kills.
stat sheet. Let's go to headshot percentage, which is a flat, or excuse me, the Wolf's headshot percentage, which is a flat line above everybody.
Yeah, you're like, where is it? No, yeah, it's way up here, guys. 100%.
It's traveling off the graph.
Oh man.
If you will please just show me real quick, go to total damage dealt, look at the transition between round 3 and 4 for the Wolf. Massive, massive spike. Now, data is a little bit skewed when you're going
Yes.
into the 5th round, but that was a huge play. Huge split onto B. Here comes the carnage. One in, I guess that would be catwalk, but I was about to say bucket goes down. A's open for business. Again, 2 deaths, Crucify and Red Main's Clay. I gotta say, there's a thing like professional football or basketball where we kind of lean on the notion that personnel matchups are a big deal in Counter-Strike, and when you realize that you've had success mowing down 2 people trying to hold a bomb site, you as a defensive IGL and an offensive IGL, T and CT, both know that you're going to come back to that one frequently.
Yeah, I mean, we are only 5 rounds into the match, and I think they've hit B maybe twice so far, so I don't know if it's quite apparent yet to the CTs that, hey, they're going to be picking on this site. But yes, it does seem that Domino Effect has realized that B is a weakness, and it looks like they're going to be trying to exploit that, as Smirk does get a nice... Is that one? Not a nice one. It's a team kill. Nade team kill onto Hordo right there, and you see him. He is quite upset in chat, and that's going to put him at 4-1 now. So yeah, Domino Effect's still in the lead, and we should be on a Nico round 4 in Kurt Rambis fan club.
I don't think they necessarily agree with you. It's a micro buy. It's actually a partial save micro buy. 1M4 on the field.
I don't think they agree with each other.
Yeah, that's a mistake. I was going to say this could be a tactical decision, but Clay, more and more as I think about it, this looks more and more like a mistake.
Yes.
All right, we have the Wolf pushing through. He will push right to red. There is someone waiting out there, and that happens to be the bomb. That's the Boulder, who is the soldier, who is waiting. Smirk will peek, look up at the end of Subway, see somebody waiting at the top, at the doorway, at Horseshoe. He gets tagged a bunch of times and delivers nothing. He took 70 damage from a USP, or maybe a P250, and literally traded out no damage. That's a huge win for the CTs there, but that is a beautiful kill. A piercing headshot onto Crucify. Oh, there we go. Red Mains has
only 10 health? Wow.
Red Mains has literally just embarrassed Smirk there. That's got to be something that he's going to probably facepalm about, that we just commented on and it got captured on film. That was a poor play by him, but he'll have plenty of opportunities in later rounds to make up for it there. That random spray by Carl did plenty of damage, bringing Ego down to 16 there, and he has no idea that he just dinked his opponent. So 4-on-4. The T's, however, little unhealthy looking here. One at the top of upper at B goes down. There's a trade. It's 3-3. Now it's 3-2. Now it's 3-1. Ego's the last one left. Shoots Carl in the back of the head. Has one on top. At upper,
touchdown.
That's Red Mains. Who throws the touchdown? He goes down, and that's another round for Kurt Rambis. It's a close game thus far.
Yeah, that whole skirmish over at Horseshoe by Redmans, I mean, he wasn't even hitting all of his shots either. Like, he missed quite a few of them from what I saw in my perspective, and then how do you have an AK spraying at someone? How do you not hit anything? I don't know. That's very unfortunate for him, but good defense there by the Wolf over in B, and by, I think it was Crucify coming in, or was it Colin? I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, good defense right there. Is basically essentially a 2-man hold into B, and they held it down quite nicely with that rotate from
We had a cat rush here that went a little bit poorly because Colin is annihilating everybody here. Hordo on the back end will bring down the Wolf at B, procures a gun, but if he turns that corner, Carl will be waiting. There's the kill. Carl destroys him. One left, and that's key. Only one casualty that round, the Wolf, and he's a rifler, as we've discovered thus far, so that's not a huge buyback. Let's take a look, Clay. If you pull up the Q stat sheet, let's go to average damage per round. I want to go specifically to one of the defenders who is actually performing quite well, and I can't find him exactly. The Wolf. We have his name in conversations a lot. He, if you will also look at the top frag, has hit his stride in the gun rounds. So average damage to me tells me he's contributing a lot beyond where you could just massacre people without armor and SMGs. He's doing a lot in the gun rounds, and he's playing a central position that's constantly being attacked at B. Note that we had said that the weakness of this defense happens to be Red Main, and who's the other person at A right now?
That would be
Crucify.
Crucify, yes.
And they are moving away from him considerably more often to pressure A to see if they can get the mistakes of these two players to be in their favor. That's Domino Effect that I'm referring to. So we'll find out if the Wolf, of course, maintains a stat line here, because the weaker site has clearly been A thus far.
It definitely has, and you see they're hitting it once again, and they do take out both defenders. Crucify
Oh,
and Redmayne both go down, and now it's up to the Wolf and Carl on this retake. You see Carl at the CTJ, he goes down as well, and that's going to leave Wolf on a 1v3 clutch, and we've seen him do it before, so let's watch this.
yep. The Wolf moving through CTJ. The number 1 sees A. AK Man fails to get that kill. Smirk has now been cornered, and I think that the Wolf, with the game sense there, knowing that his opponent wasn't strafing back out, thought, well, if he's not going to engage me, that probably means that there's someone behind me. The Wolf had the right idea, but just couldn't land the kill, lost that round. It's now 5-3.
Yeah, Carl would have told him that he got killed from the guy up close over at CTJ. So I mean, Wolf, he took that into consideration and looked back for it since he wasn't gonna get that kill in mid, but he just couldn't connect that shot, and it didn't work out for him. But we are on another save round. It looks like for the CTs, and the terrorists look to be pressuring B this time. It looks to be a 2-3 split maybe.
It is a save round. It looks like they are wanting to push someone out of catwalk right at the bucket to have somebody peek the stairs, but that would be a suicidal move in this round because we are fortunate enough to have X-Ray and know that Hordeau and the Opera Keat are waiting to really just absolutely ruin anybody's day who wants to push. Colin is pushed up by the vent. They have a faux crossfire set up right at mid, and if they can just land a P2501 tap, they can strip a gun, but it's going to be real hard, and he does. Colin gets it. He's got an Opera in his face, and he's got enough damage to finish it off. He doesn't. If he pulls out a teammate here and requests some backup, he may be able to deliver that kill. There it is. There it is. That's 2 kills to the CTs who have yet to use a single primary weapon this round here. That's a wonderful start.
Yeah, but they haven't been able to get those guns, so that's going to be a little bit difficult for them. But look at this, the Wolf coming out with a huge shot right there, and that's going to be 3 guns for the CTs. And look at that, the bomb was actually mid too, so that's going to be in their possession as well. So they are going to be sitting pretty for this round on that great eco.
Do this for me, Clay. Hit control, pull up your overhead map here. Ego and the Boulder are far behind the CTs, and they know because they have the bomb down that they could be anywhere. They all condensed and fell upon this bomb, knowing that we'd have to hold this position. That's where the guns are. They have to understand that the Ts are now switching spots, base trading them effectively, if you use the StarCraft terminology. They have no idea where anybody is, but it doesn't matter because this round looks pretty much wrapped up for them.
Yeah, definitely. Ego only has 42 health versus a 5-man squad who pretty much all has guns now thanks to the great eco work. And I think he's just going to go ahead and save this. And you do see him. He is heading towards this outside area over in B and is going to try to hide for the last 5 seconds of the round.
This is worthy of the CEVO-Main number 2 slot. I am very entertained by how back and forth this is. There are a couple, however, missed shots that tell me that they may be facing some early game jitters.
That could be the case. I mean, they both know they're playing for the number 2 spot here, so I think there's a lot of pressure on these guys right now if they want to keep their reign supreme going so far in this main pool here. But looks to be an eco round here for Domino effect. Eco's the only one with an AK, and it's going to lead to a rush over at B.
Yeah, we have everybody charging through main. B main, that is. We're going to have pistols running through smoke. They've left one teammate to die. That's Keat, who ran in by himself and just got mowed down. Carl will find the next one. Sees the shadow, brings down Ego. This absolutely halts the rush, Clay. Tell me what is wrong with everybody stopping in the doorway of a smoked rush.
Well, it's going to pretty much signify, let the CTs know exactly what you're obviously doing, and they're going to be able to get those quick rotates going, and you see they have already rotated, but since they did play it kind of slow, they think they might be going back to B. But yeah, stopping in the doorway, you're not going to get your rush. You're going to get hit by nades. Excuse me, having a tough time here. But we see Smirk has the bomb, and he's going to go try to get this clutch, but he's going to be on a 2v1 scenario over in B, and there's the kill onto Carl, and he does get in this site, but it's going to be tough for him. Crucify picks up 1. I didn't even know there were 2 left, but there goes Smirk as well. And one thing, sorry, go ahead.
Well, here's my thing. In a round where you're doing a 5-man rush, you understand that it's not going to go in your favor. More than likely, the percentages, the odds are not in your favor. You're going to try to get in, get some kills, procure some guns, and plant a bomb. But you don't go in with the hope that this is a sure locked up round. This is a desperation move. When you sabotage your team and stop in the doorway and let your teammates die, you lessen your chances by that much more. Colin gets the pick there, steps out, has another one. His teammate, the Wolf, who's fighting down by Generator, is doing the rest. the boulder finally stops the onslaught with only 2 Ts left alive, now just 1. Hordeau, who steps out at Horseshoe, could not clean up that kill. Colin turns on him, and he's been playing really, really well in the last couple rounds. If you hit tab for me, it reflects, or you don't have to anymore, but it reflects in his scoreline. He's 11-6, surpassing the Wolf.
Yeah, I mean, the Wolves playing really well, too. And one thing you talked about earlier was personnel matchups and that A was having some trouble. The last 2 rounds, I've been seeing the Wolf actually moving back over towards A and playing an A look now rather than B. So they've identified that A is their weakest site, and they're switching up their players to adjust for it because we've seen Domino Effect taking advantage of that.
That's a key thing that, a lot of teams don't really understand. You can't sleep on good teams who identify personnel matchups. Good in-game leaders will say, we've had success here. This guy clearly is somebody we want to keep testing, keep picking on. Kill there. Collins rotating all around the map. Trades out for Smirk, who had an op to counter his op. We'll get to that in a second. And we have Carl lurking in TTJ. Cannot land this kill on Smirk, having a really hard time and not enough bullets to charge out, but he lands a headshot that's a nice 2 burst. I don't know if he saw the last one come up right out of that trench, but it might not matter because that spray right there will drop the bomb and the site will leave Hordeau by himself. This round is about to end, and Hordeau, being hunted down, stays at the bucket, tries to fight it, gets glocked down, which is a bit embarrassing that considering he had an AK. Clearly, the thing that we were talking about was when we talk about oh my god, did I just forget what we were talking about?
I think you did.
Oh no. What was the thing that we...
Personnel matchups.
Personnel matchups. In-game leaders. Oh my god, I can't believe... Thank God for you. Thank God for you saving me. I'm getting old. I must be getting really old.
Apparently.
The personnel matchups for any in-game leader, and to get back on topic, if they identify a weakness, they're going to keep exploiting it. You must counter it by switching up your personnel, and we've seen it here for the Kurt Rambis fan club. They've swapped out Colin, they've moved him around, they've moved key personnel around so that Domino Effect can't be comfortable just continuously knocking on one bomb site's door and just hoping for the same sort of roulette machine, slot machine to give me, results every time.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if Domino Effect realizes that they put the Wolf over at A now, but they are going to be poking around at B, and they're doing quite good trying to get in here, actually. Trades go back and forth. It's a 2-for-1 trade, but they do get in the site. Bomb is going to get planted, and now it's a 3-man hold.
It is a 3-man hold, but it's a 3-man hold in a bomb site that has a lot of hiding spaces, so this does favor the T's just a little bit here, if not completely even, but the Wolf spraying everywhere, looking at every corner, trying to pre-fire, at least gets one. Colin gets sprayed down by Hordeau, who completely guessed while he was in the smoke where anybody was. Somebody throws an incendiary, a faulty incendiary, knowing that, smoke kind of choke out the fire. But it was a furious exchange that went very much in the favor of the counter-terrorist. Kurt Rambis fan club, after a rocky start, has now pulled ahead by 3 as we move toward the penultimate round of the half.
Yep, and I mean, the personnel matchups, the CTs realizing that A was getting beat down, and putting the Wolf over there to help out is really working quite well. I mean, having Crucify over in B with Carl, I mean, they held it down nicely. They didn't really need that much help, but the quick rotates, I mean, it was just a bonus. Colin getting a nice op shot there in mid, and that's going to make this round even easier for him.
Can I just tell you how appropriate and how pleased I am to know that somebody named the Wolf is like the top player on any given side? If you're named the Wolf and you're close to top fragging, you've made our weekly top 10 highlight list just for having the name.
Well, I think it has a lot to live up to from Pulp Fiction. So if you're named the Wolf, you got to be a badass. So
you've got to fix problems.
Yeah, exactly.
2 left for the T's, and they're not looking so good. One rifler, the Boulder, is sitting at 10 health. Smirk is at full health, but he's wielding an op, so if he misses a shot errantly, you could probably stamp his passport into the next round. So I don't like their chances to win this one, especially with a minute left, but they may be able to pull off a kill there unless they miss the Wolf like they just did. Can't let anybody sleep on that guy. 1 guy left. Smirk for Domino Effect. He's in a bad spot. He's in spawn. Colin. Well, he gets the kill, but everyone knows where he is, and they know he has an op, so I doubt anyone's going to let him live. Here comes the hunting party. Smirk has to know about it. We'll go to our number 7 man to see if he can op everybody down, because there's got to be a series of quickscopes right now. Otherwise, he's screwed. Legs the Wolf. Cannot do anything. He is cornered and manages 1 more kill before he goes down, but it was a firing squad that met him.
Yeah, definitely not bad on that save. He tried his damnedest to get it, but just couldn't do it. And he's able to pick up an AK now since he got those kills, pick up a little extra money, and all terrorists actually able to buy out here except for
Oh,
Boulder.
play.
So, yeah.
The white glove backhanded slap.
Oh, the
Red
Negev?
Canes has brought out the Negev. We'll
Oh,
stick with him
no.
because of his gall. The number 2 man will be our only perspective this round, and he's running right at the tees.
Oh,
He's
my
got the
goodness.
incendiary out, throws it. He's got it right in the face of everyone. He's got his Negev
No!
out too early. No!
If you have a Negev, you just hold out the. You don't throw nades. You just hold your
Another
Negev out
incendiary.
and
You're gonna get a
spray.
fire kill here? No, they're just gonna wait it out here. The wolf now waiting in the pit. Here's the bomb plant, sees it, and doesn't let it happen. He's gonna get 2 if he can finish off that burst. 1 more up top. 2 more up top, actually. The wolf manages to trade out 2 before he goes down to Boulder. 2-on-2, Crucify and Carl versus the Boulder and Ego. No bomb plant possible. Too much focus on the catwalk will leave them exposed to CTJ. That half ends, and you've been watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klaus. It's good to be back after a short absence. You guys are watching CEVO-Main's matchup between Kurt Rambis Fan Club and Domino Effect. Check out CEVO.com/watch for our new watch page and forthcoming content that we'll be using to support the watch page. Also, if you like Battlefield 4, sign up on the Battlefield 4 subpage of CEVO.com because there's a $500 test cup to find out if that game is competitively viable. We certainly hope so.
It's a
We're
lot
live
of fun.
again, I believe.
Yes, we are live again. It is pistol round. It looks to be Kurt Rambis Fan Club is going to go for the A rush here through Subway.
And we're going to have everybody pushing right into that horseshoe. Here comes the avalanche. 1 kill right there. Keat goes down. Boulder trades. Carl trades back. That's 2 for him. And 1 left on the catwalk. Bordeaux escapes back into bucket. Carl's got him pretty much dead to rights if he can just clean that up. There's that kill. This round, fairly strong start for the T's here. And if they can just clean it up with Ego at 1 health, they'll just button this one up real nicely. They've identified where Smirk is. They've got Carl in a pinch. It's down to a 2-on-2. If a big headshot lands here, this entire complexion of this round suddenly changes, but they've got good position. They're going to stick in the horseshoe. Ego's right here, and he's stepped in and not checked his corners. Big mistake there, leaving Smirk to challenge, and if they don't peek him, they've got this round won.
Yeah, that was really good play actually by Crucify and Redmane's right there. Redmane's playing in the horseshoe and actually kind of baiting the guy out over towards him, and then Crucify was just waiting in that little cubby spot and just shot him right in the back. Easy kill, and ended up being a good round for him. I mean, could have gone to a domino effect right there towards the end, but like I said, that good play just sealed it up for him.
It was a risky one, however. It is a called, thought-out process where you sit in that corner and you either think that you know something or you guess, but the thing that you're guessing is, please don't have a frag nade. Please don't throw it in this corner. They did not. Here comes the rush. Carl trades out 1 for Red Mains, but it is an eco round for the counter-terrorists. Losing 1-1 for CTs is not a good trade. Plant at the try box for Crucify. He's got 1 right above him, and upper Smirk fires at his teammate, and he jumps up onto try to bring him down. Keat will trade out at jail. It's a very even round, but it shouldn't be an even round considering that it's an eco round here. So if you're the terrorist team, Kurt Rambis Fan Club, yeah, you're happy with the round, but you didn't really want to buy back 2 people.
No, yeah, they're kind of playing a little bit sloppy here, just going with these rushes, and they're like you said, they're dying, they're losing members on each of these rounds for doing so, and they're having to rebuy. So that's not the best scenario for them. As you see, the Wolf actually has zero cash now after having to buy that Galil for a second time here. So, yep, they are going to be hurting. And look at this, L Infinity says that CS:GO was the number 9 best-selling game on Steam. A push from the counter-terrorist. Ego picks up 1. That's a 1-for-1 trade. And then he tries to run back into the side, but he gets mowed down. And now B is once again in favor of Kurt Rambis Fan Club.
Why not, right? We're approaching the holiday season. CS:GO is cheap. It's constantly supported. It's one of the best games out there. And honestly, it's we used this terminology before, Clay. It's the second CS renaissance.
Yeah, it certainly is.
All right, there's that kill. Crucify delivers. He charges in and pre-fires the barrel, absolutely annihilating the Wolf. It was probably an excellent guess on his part that looked highly suspicious on any other given day, but I think I pre-fired that spot before and come up in spades. He was even aiming low in case somebody was crouching. And the Wolf is like, all right, nice shot, dude.
Exactly. So we saw Colin opping last round for Kurt Rambis fan club, and he was doing quite well with it. Look at his score right now, 17-11, so he's doing good. And he picks it up once again, and the enemy opper on the CTs is going to be Keat once again. And last time that matchup happened, it went in favor of Colin. But now Keat has the drop, misses his shot, and now it's in favor of Colin in terms of this peak war.
I have a supposition here that the success of any given team on this map has greatly to do with the amount of mid control you can exert on the other team. Would you agree with that statement?
I would agree, and you just saw right there, Colin got taken down by a pusher over at the catwalk, and he did not have a teammate with him to back him up and look out for that push. So a little bit of a mistake there by Kurt Rambis fan club.
To further support that notion that mid control is critical on this map, we'll show you a stat next round that can totally sway your opinion should you disagree here. 3 at the horseshoe, back off. Red Main, excuse me, and Carl, the 2 left after the first dead. The Wolf tried to back up his teammate coming from Cat. Keat saw him coming. Great team play here by Keat and the Boulder after an initial spray. Carl deals 1 out, but cannot translate that round into a win. 13-6. Clay, pull up the stat sheet, if you will. I want to talk about just how important mid-control is in any given map, but particularly season. Look at the first half. Select Colin, go to total damage dealt. We know that Colin was the mid-opper first half, and it had a lot to do with the wins. Now, if you see how much damage he did as an opper and correlate that to how many rounds they won, you can see the relation between those two stats.
Yeah, exactly. He was doing a lot of damage, was being very effective. And look at this, an all-out push from Kurt Rambis fan club into mid. Sorry to get off topic there, and the CTs gave up mid a little bit smartly right there. Kind of backed up, and Hordeus, you see him pick up a kill, and you saw Kurt Rambis kind of stopped and he's like, okay, wait, they gave up mid, we didn't get any kills, now what do we do?
You treat this like Nuke is what you do. It's a big silent room. You're like, okay, they gave us this spot. Does that mean they're behind us? What do we do with this? You treat this as a second staging area. You go into a push mode and try to feel out exactly where everyone is. Redmain's almost had a burst fire kill there, put the shot on the shoulder of his opponent and only hit the neck with the 3rd bullet, so he did not kill that CT and therefore did not give himself a chance to pick up a weapon. So Colin and Crucify left probably both with guns after they picked them up, and 3 CTs left for them to face. 2 M4s on the field, 1 silenced, and an op. 50 seconds left. Bomb is in the T's possession. It feels like a very even exchange right now, especially since the Boulder just went down. It is a literally even exchange right now. Smirk and Ego left to defend. Bomb site open and bomb planted at the quad, so they will take up defensive positions and let the CTs do the work here. I wonder if anybody just heard Crucify. Doesn't matter. Smirk knows exactly where he is, and he gets the kill. Ego knows where Crucify is. He delivers that headshot. It's a one-on-one. He's got one above him at the sandbags. That upper. Colin has an idea where his opponent is, but I don't think Ego has any idea. He's guessing, throwing at the horseshoe. Colin comes out after making a great ninja play and eliminates him, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was a good play by Colin right there. He showed that he was at the horseshoe and then slyly moved up further onto the A railing. And, yeah, he just, who was that? That was Ego. Ego thought he was still over at the horseshoe area, which, is a pretty standard spot to play. So, good play by Colin right there, able to secure that round and puts him at 14-6. So, they're about to get tie point possibly here on this round.
3-1-1 split heading toward red right into B main. Ego has pushed to the doorway, realizes his error and backs off because Colin is facing him right at the doorway, cannot get the kill, but it looks like the T's have opened up B for business. 2 at jail will prevent a clean bomb plant here. I wonder if they back off and reset their strat. With 1:30 left in a round, Clay, you are totally at whatever liberty you'd like to take. You're able to move out of this bomb site and reset if you wanted to.
You definitely could. I mean, it is a little bit tougher to do on season because the rotates are, I mean, it's such a big map if you look at the winding corridors. But yeah, I mean, like you said, a minute 30, they had plenty of time to do so, but I think they felt confident with their take, and they do hold it down, and they do pick up that tie point. So that's going to give, yeah, they're going to be on match point here, and they are looking in prime position to take it as the CTs are actually on an eco round for this round.
All right, this is the game point. This is for second place in all of CEVO-Main. And it is substantial this late in the season. It's an 8-week regular season. This is week 5 map 2, so you can imagine that the majority of the games of the season have already been played. Now, there are some teams that have been forfeiting because they died, but for the teams who are active and vying for playoff positions, this has substantial meaning. especially when you dominate like this. This can increase your CPI by a good amount here. Touchdown nade will bring down Keat. It looks like Kurt Rambis is all but putting a bow on this one. There's not much left that Domino effect can do. Smirk and the Boulder trying to stave off defeat. They have a pinch kind of set up on the Wolf, who has a scout, but he may clean this up. He gets a deagle after scouting the Boulder in the leg. Now Smirk, the number 7 man, is left to do the impossible. He needs a couple 1-digs to answer his prayers here, but we're all pretty much convinced that this might be a Kurt Rambis round, and therefore a Kurt Rambis game win. Smirk comes up over the top, has one, tries to deagle him in the air, cannot. 16-6, Kurt Rambis wraps it up. They are now in sole possession of number 2 in all of CEVO-Main.
They certainly are, and that was a good round by. I mean, good game by Kurt Rambis fan club in general. But I mean, it's a shame when the eco gets you on the match point right there, and you can't do much to stop the enemy team from winning. But unfortunately, it just happens sometimes, and that is the game. Kurt Rambis takes it 16-6, and we got another one coming up in about 10 minutes. Let's actually see if they're